Well, yeah, I mean, the story that they printed on the Blood of the Nations album, the reason really the band got back together, I'd heard demos that they'd done with Mark in the studio. They'd found Mark, because obviously Udo wasn't with them anymore, and they'd found this guy they really felt they could work with. And these demos, I think it was Faster Than Shark and Balls to the Wall got posted up online, and it didn't go down very well. But it was only really a jam session they'd done one afternoon the first time they met Mark, and they got so excited by the fact they found this guy they could work with, they went and posted it online, being naive and not realising the way the metal community can tear you apart, you know, straight away. And I'd heard this, and I thought, well, yeah, there's hope here. And I'd always been a fan of the band. I mean, I've been a massive fan when I was a kid. I first saw them at Donington in 1984, and I saw them on the Russian Roulette tour as well a couple of times. And it was, you know, I used to love the band. I'd got 20 different vinyls that I took. I did a tour with Udo in '88. We got kicked off after 2 dates, but instead of taking a spare guitar on the tour, I took all my vinyls with me to get signed. Yeah, so when I'd heard they were trying to get back together again, I actually knew the guy that was designing Wolf's website. He's a very good photographer as well, Wolf. So he said to Ed Aborn that does his site, I said, you know, make this, you know, put me in touch with them. And I flew out to Nashville just to literally go and meet them really, and just have a chat and see where they were at, and try and plant a seed of what they were going to do for the next album. And you know, there was no funding for it, so I did it as you know, a back-end deal, and did it all up front for them, and we didn't even have a guaranteed release. I knew a label would pick it up, and at first no one was really interested because Udo wasn't involved. It was the old, you know, no Udo, no Accept, and I knew we could do something great, and I knew Mark was great. He reminded me of David Wayne that used to sing for Metal Church, actually. So I always had this kind of vision of a heavier vibe with Accept. You know, if you could kind of cross Metal Church and Accept, I thought it'd be a great, you know, traditional, heavy sort of vibe, you know. And I think we kind of got that on Blood of the Nations. I think it wasn't quite classic Accept, but it was a sort of refreshed sort of vibe for the modern age. And I think once the labels actually heard it and took notice, and Götz Kunimund actually over at Rock Hard magazine at the time, he actually had to eat his own words and admit how good it was. And once Nuclear Blast realised that Götz was behind it and all the magazines were picking up on it, all of a sudden they jumped to attention, and obviously the deal ended up happening then. So it was a good story at the end of the day, a feel-good factor for me, you know, being a fan of the band, and then, you know, helped bring the whole big picture together. And we've been really good friends since then, so it's been great, you know. I go out to Nashville on holiday and sit by Wolf's Pool now. It's fine.
Amazing. And get some nice holiday snaps in the process. Yeah, yeah. Is it your life mission to bring bands back together?
Good bands, definitely, yeah. We need more good bands, yeah. So, and I mean, that's probably not the right thing to say, but to me, you know, because I grew up in the 80s, and metal was so strong in the 80s, you know, I wonder whether I'm just getting old now, but there's a passion for that sort of music to me. And when I listen to all those albums from the 70s and 80s, there's a quality to it for me that I kind of miss now. And I don't know whether it's not there, or there's just something with the younger bands that I don't quite relate to. But for me, you know, it makes me think back to, you know, good times when I was, you know, in my late teens, early 20s, and I was just really getting off on music, you know.